Right, Shalawam. Kala Yabashim your show. I'm just gonna jump into this quick update on prophecy that a brother sent me recently. Just the other day, Denmark passed a law enabling forced coronavirus vaccinations. Okay, the main word here is forced. Okay, so these people here don't have a choice anymore. Denmark passes a law enabling forced coronavirus vaccinations. Okay, here we go. Denmark has passed an emergency law that allows for the government to force people to take a vaccine for coronavirus. Okay, bear in mind the vaccine, people are still trying to make one. Even America, USA, they've been trying to buy the patent, because Bill Gates had a patent for it, but USA trying to buy a vaccine off Germany. Okay, Lord Zor, I'll make another video on that also. The emergency law gives authorities sweeping powers to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic and will remain in force until March 2021. Okay, so that force, that mandate, the what do you call it? What's the word? I can't remember. Mandatory. What is it? Well, you could say mandatory chipping, because it's basically what it's going to be right now. Okay. That will be on that force of mandatory vaccination or chipping will be until 2021. Okay, so a year. They're probably looking to get a certain amount of people chipped within a year. Okay, citizens who refuse to be tested for a coronavirus will face fines and potential prison time. Okay, and we're going to go straight into this prophecy right here. Okay, brothers should already know which ones I'm about to go into. Salaka. Because we're in that time right now, man. We're in that time right now. This is you can't see it and shit. Where, something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm also just saying, it just isn't giving you that faith, that eye salve for your eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. Where is it? That's the wrong scripture. Slacker. Revelations chapter 13. Here we go. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor. Okay, this is King James 1611 version, so it's in the old times spelling. Okay, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Okay, so small and great, whether you're small in a society or a great man in society. Okay, whether you're a tramp from being a tramp to Mayweathers and celebrities and sitting in high places. Okay, rich or poor, whether you've got money or on a low income, or you're just getting by, free and bond, whether you're you got free liberty to walk around. Okay, because no one's free. Okay, because you're bought and you're paid for by the by the elites. Okay, that's why you have a birth certificate and whatnot. Okay, social security number if you're an American and whatnot. You get me? And bond. Okay, if you're in the correctional facilities, if you're in prison. Okay, that's where it says free and bond. So either you have free liberty to walk around, go to work and whatnot, or you're bond. You're in a correctional facility to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Okay, and that goes for any other part of the body also. Okay, don't mean that just because you get it, you could have it under your tongue or whatever, like the soldiers do. They have it in certain parts of the body where it cannot be affected, and it's the warmest parts. Okay. But the main part would be, or the main one that's singled out here, is right hand or forehead, okay, and it can be in any part of the body under the skin, because that mark is charagma in the Paleo Hebrew, okay. And that no man might buy or sell that had the mark or the same or the name of the beast or the number of his name, okay. There was another scripture. Here we go. Revelations 2:10. Okay. Because this is where your faith will be tested. This is where it will separate. Then that's what our scripture says. Then it shall be known who are the men of the Lord. Okay. Citizens who refuse to be tested for the coronavirus will face fines, potential prison time. Okay. Incarceration, and will be prevented from entering shops, grocery stores, public institutions, and hospitals, while also being restricted from using public transport. Okay, so they're going to lock you off. Scripture says here, fear none of those things, Revelations 2:10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Because we're going into those times now where we're going to have to suffer for this faith, man, for this truth, and for salvation. Okay, for Yahushua to come and get us. Okay, for us to call upon him, to call upon his name. Okay, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Okay, as it tells you there, you'll be doing prison. Refuse, that you may be tried. Tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful. 10 days just means at any period of time. Okay, or whatever time you're in there. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Because you may not come out of that, what do you call it? Concentration camp alive. Okay, it's a very low chance that you'll make it out of there. Your head may be put in a guillotine. You may be tortured to death. You have to, be faithful unto death. Okay, because that's not as emphasized as much. I know people keep talking about being on a chariot. You will make it on a chariot eventually. Okay, just those that will meet up with those that are in the chariots. You be the ones that perish, that die in your house shall be in the chariot before the ones that are still alive. Okay, but you have to consider the possibility of death before you making it in a chariot while you're still alive. Okay, but that's the emphasis on there. You have to consider that greatly, because I know a lot of people keep talking about we're making a chariot, but how are you gonna make it in a chariot? Even if you're alive, it's not gonna be easy for you to be alive, getting about or surviving while while you're kept alive to be in a chariot. Okay, so death in a way is easier than still being alive on this earth. Okay, that's why it says, woe unto the inhabitants. Okay, he that have an ear, let him hear that what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death, which is these ICBM nuclear missiles that will literally be frying off America, man, and the rest of the Western Hemisphere and the Edomite nations. Okay, and a part of Russia as well. Okay, but the main emphasis here is the fact that they're going into mandatory chipping now, mandatory quarantine and mandatory vaccination. Okay, I'll read that part again. Citizens who refuse to be tested for the coronavirus will face fines and potential prison time, and will be prevented from entering shops, grocery stores, public institutions, and hospitals, while also being restricted from using public transport. Okay, here it says, a quote here, as well as enforcing quarantine measures, the law also allows the authorities to force people to be vaccinated, even though there is currently no vaccination for the virus. So how can you force a vaccination if there's no vaccination? Fucking devils. Copenhagen University law professor Jens Ela Ritter said the news measures were certainly the most extreme since the Second World War. the new measures were certainly the most extreme since the Second World War. Okay, yeah, because this is the last one that we're going into now. This is the end. This is the end of this society, this kingdom. The initial draft of the law was even more draconian and would have allowed police to enter private homes without a warrant if there was a suspicion of a coronavirus infection. Okay. However, this measure was dropped after opposition from other parties in the parliament. Okay, so where they would be able to just go into your yard, your home or your residence, your place of residence, and just basically drag you out, take you out of your home or whatever, or by any means. They don't have to drag you out, they could just escort you. But at the same time, you're being taken out of your own residence. Okay, let me get this one, then it shall be known. Because this is it's in your face now, you can't deny it. Where what's his name? Nathaniel was talking about Jacob's trouble. It's not going to happen. The Most High, he's bringing it to pass. He's falling on his own sword, which is he's been lying. So his lies are coming to fruition now. Here we go. 2 Ezra 16:73. Here we go. I'll start from 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. Okay, that's the martial law troops. Okay, the army soldiers, UN troops. Okay, them that were cordon off the M25. Okay, parts of London and whatnot. And they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. Now tell me that's not feeding with idols. You things being offered unto you're in a place where you cannot move, you're sanctioned. And they that consent unto them. Okay, you accepting that chip or whatever, or you're accepting the mark of the beast. Okay, there's calling it a coronavirus vaccine, but that's going to go straight into that microchip. Okay, they that consent unto the microchip, unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Okay, that's those people of our people, those like the family, ICPK, that consent unto evil. They shall be had in derision, man, because they're still going to be grabbed up and given the same treatment as the rest of us. Okay, so there's what's going to happen if because we're not going to the Lord's will, the Most High will not allow us to fall into their hands. Okay, be given into this society. Okay, so we're going to face fines, potential prison time, prevented from entering shops, grocery stores, public institutions, hospitals. Okay, and when you okay, if you know anything, really, I'd advise brothers to get a push bike, if anything, or something you don't really want to rely on fuel with. Okay, I know you brothers have cars and whatever. I don't know if any of you ride motorcycles like myself, but at the same time, you don't want to be relying on transport like that. At least get yourself a push bike, something, innit? Or walk or whatever, but just get something to at least buffer some of these effects. Okay, if you